row and a half maybe on this one. So if there's no payment whatsoever, you have to first determine that, right? So this is a review on mortgage payments and how to do that. Remember, there's not always a down payment, but here there's one. Using the interest rate and the amortization, the rate you get there is, great, now I moved my key. I'm gonna have to do it all from scratch, sorry. 6.5, 25 years. 670, okay? Is it 670? Yeah, okay. So this, when you take away the down payment, it's 120,000 that you're borrowing times 670 divided by 1,000. Some of you might prefer to go 670 divided by 1,000 first, then multiplying it by 120,000. Okay, so that's 804 exactly. That doesn't change. So you come in here and fill in the payment. And because it's an exact round amount, you don't even need the .00s. That would be fine in this case. The unpaid balance at the very beginning is 120,000, and equity is your down payment. Okay, and so you've got to fill in the first row. Interest you need to calculate. Okay, you basically take unpaid balance times interest rate divided by 100, all of that divided by 12. That is your formula for that, for this cell right here. So I'll just do it on the calculator here. 120,000 times 0.065 divided by 12, that's 650. So $650 in interest, and now you just subtract that from the payment, which gives you $154, right? And then you would subtract 154 here, you would add 154 here if that column existed. I'm just gonna go ahead and, because I have a negative, I can add. So that's 119,846, right? That is your unpaid balance. This repeats itself, right? You take this unpaid balance for the interest on your next month, so you go times 0.065 divided by 12, so that's 649.17 in this case. Okay, so it's 804 minus 649.17, which is 154.83. Goes up just a little bit, not by much. So you subtract this. Ooh, I made a mistake there, right? Anyways, by this point, here we go, 119,691.17, and that repeats itself. And here you would add, right? Technically you had this as your equity, and you add the next principal to it. And let's just do this, 83, 4 and 4 is 8, 10, 3, 30,308, right? And that continues. So I'll stop there. Most commonly are these ones. These ones on the exam, quite honestly, they like these ones more because there's less mistakes that students can make. And yet you show us whether or not you understand the dynamic within a table like this. So for example, right, if interest is missing, there's nothing you can do to calculate it. That I formula doesn't help you here. You don't know the interest rate, right? We don't know that. So you just have to work with what you have. So it's basically this minus that will give you this cell right here. Okay, so you could show your work if you wanted to, but quite honestly, with these tables, it's just they just care about the number you put in. But on your study sheet, you might want to tell yourself this is how you do a partially filled in table. Okay, so that's what that is. Over here, same idea. You take the interest away from the payment, and you get 825.77, and you check. This should slowly be going up. This should slowly be going down. Okay. And here you've got none of these two is given, so you can't use the payment to figure this out. Then you need to work with the unpaid balances. So I'm going to subtract these two, which is going to give me the principal. 376, 52268. That's 828.01. And so once I have that, then I can figure this out subtracting these two. So I'm gonna go like that. It gives me a negative, but I still know that it's a difference here, and it's slowly going down here, slowly going up there, so we're doing good. Okay. The rest I don't really need you to do, but you could figure this out. If you just look at the key, it helps you. What's the original mortgage amount? I basically, I take this number and I add 823.54. Right? So because if you add this to this, you get back up to the original amount you were owing. Okay, that's the idea here. And determine the interest rate. You use the interest formula that you used here, and you plug in what you know and do some algebra to figure that out. I think it's 3.25% or something like that. That is not a requirement, so I'm going to leave that